Yelena?
Hi, so I'm Yelena Proshevsky, and I've made a transition from the corporate world to the nonprofit. And
I think you may need
It's
to
be a
hold
little
it
bit more loudly to
closer.
the mic.
I will try. And okay. So I work. I'm focusing on the areas of human rights, gender, and gender-based violence. So my question is about optimally translating skills from the corporate world to the nonprofit. I have 11 years of work experience in the corporate world. This included consulting and financial industry, both in the US and internationally. I also focus primarily on project management and team management type of work. More recently, I completed a master's program at the School of International and Public Affairs at Columbia University. And since then, I started my own consulting business, which has been going great. And it provided me with an opportunity to develop my entrepreneurship skills, but it also gave me an opportunity to start answering this question for myself. So I am sort of trying to offer, I'm hoping that this, my consulting business is providing more flexibility to the potential clients, but also it gives me an opportunity to specifically speak about the skills. In addition, I teach a course that I developed at the NYU's School of Continuing Education, a Global Affairs program, which I'm very proud of. And so yes, my question is how to optimally translate the skills so that my resume, the corporate side of the resume, sort of doesn't only, there is so much intangible that, for example, people in the corporate world read when they see 5 or 4 bullet points underneath, a title, or because they know how difficult it was to get that promotion. They know that it's a type of a firm that doesn't really hire too many people, that it's a type of place where managers do a lot of work, and they do it, instead of during the holidays, for example, so that the rest of the team doesn't have to come in. So that's my question. And I apologize, I forgot to thank you all. Thank you to all the panelists for sharing your experiences and advice. Thank you to the Girl Scouts and the National Council for Research on Women for organizing this event and for inviting me to participate.
I feel like I've done nothing but all the talking. I'll keep talking then. I think, as I understood it, there were really 2 parts to your question. One was how do you use the skills from the not-for-profit, from the for-profit world in the not-for-profit world, and as I understood the second piece, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it was how do you get the people in the nonprofit world to understand what your skills really are, and maybe it was more of the latter. That was your question. Okay. So I don't know. That's probably a better question for these people. But it was interesting because I faced some of that when I started talking to people about this job at Legal Momentum. And they looked at me and said, that's great. You are a wonderful litigator. I'm sure you're an excellent partner at Cravath. But what on earth do you know about running a not-for-profit? And they couldn't believe that I had the skills or that I cared enough to try. So you have to, I just kept talking, and to try to explain, and I firmly believe this, that the skills that make one successful at anything, and the skills that make one successful in the for-profit world are in fact exactly what is needed in a not-for-profit environment. And what I kept saying to them was, given as you guys obviously understand the financial difference between the 2 environments and all that, I shouldn't have to spend a lot of time convincing you that I seriously want to do this, because otherwise why would I even be considering it if it wasn't something that I thought I really wanted to put my heart and my soul into. So it was a little bit flip, but frankly, it made them take a step back and think, you know what, she's absolutely right. We don't have to question her, her intentions, if you will. The mere act of wanting to join the sector is enough of a testament to her desires and intentions. And I convinced them that being able to manage people, being promoted, being well thought of by your coworkers, your clients, whoever that population is, in a for-profit environment would absolutely translate to a not-for-profit environment, because those are the skills you need in a not-for-profit as well.
Okay. I'll just say a quick something. I think it's also the other way. Like, I feel that I would be very successful in a for-profit business. So if you have those kind of leadership skills, organizational skills, all the kinds, empathy, how to work with people, they transfer back and forth. But I think the culture thing, you have to be able to, the way we talk is a little different in a not-for-profit, and the same thing for if you went from not-for-profit to profit, you'd have to learn that kind of speak. But I think those basic skills are the same.
You know, I've hired a lot of people in these last 15 or 20 years. And I have to say, I sometimes take risks. And it's because when you come in front of an interview panel, yes, of course, they're interested to see what your background is, and they want to see your CV and so forth. But it's really how you present yourself. You know, do you bring that oomph? Do you bring passion? Do you bring creativity and thought? Are you engaging me? Are you sitting there like a sort of rotten potato, you know? What are you bringing to that interview process, right? Are you bringing some knowledge? Are you bringing a way to connect the dots in some way? Are you able to connect your life and your experiences to what the job requires you to have?
That's a biggie.
You know, and you somebody who can demonstrate good camaraderie and collegiality, because I need to have you in my office, and I don't want a rotten potato. You know what I'm saying? I really want somebody who has gumption, who will take risks, who is creative in their thought. And did you present all those qualities at your interview? And can your colleagues speak to that as well? People who I will call up to ask for a reference, even though you might have been a rocket scientist, and if I were to say, do you think she would be good in social justice issues? And they can say, you know what, she's a brilliant person. Her mind just goes amazing places. That's what I want to hear. So I really couldn't care if you have been CEO of Citibank, you know, and coming for a job in social justice. If you are able to connect those dots, show creativity, and are really collegial and great on your feet, I have you, you know?
I have to.
If anyone knows the CEO of Citibank, call him tonight. There's a job opening.
Yeah, can I just, she was just spot on. You know, I'm interviewing right now. We're looking for a COO, by the way, at the White House Project. I'm interviewing right now. And I'll tell you, I interviewed a man yesterday who is making a very similar transition. And what most impressed me was actually not the skills that, you know, per se on the resume. It was that he was from Cameroon, and he came to the United States, the equivalent of his 12th year of high school, so he was a high school senior. He didn't speak a word of English, and in 1 year he learned the English language and earned himself a full ride to Boston University, right? Those are that skill. He's got a high learning curve. He's incredibly resilient. I can't imagine anything that I could throw at this man from the White House Project, are you kidding me, that could match that first year in the United States. It speaks so much louder and so much stronger than the transferable skill. And can I just say something about the network and how important the network is? I've never actually gotten a job through my resume. Yeah. My resume is on my computer. I think it's from college. I think it's from college. I don't think I've ever updated it. So it's the network is very, very powerful.